I want. I pray the devil die and get every evil thing the Lord.
And different things that the war effort needs, and that's Hitler and Jews and.
You want to his people. I know it seems like this, but the time for glorifying yourself is soon at an end.
Before we read it, what's your question on Ezekiel 9?
Now, basically, the Lord is telling, who's the Lord telling? Who's the Lord commanding?
Okay, so you want to know who the Most High is speaking to?
My own, I'm trying to find a word about it.
You understanding or what you getting from it?
Basically, what I was thinking was like, he's telling the angels to mark those that love him, keep his commandments and follow him, to mark them on their heads with the truth of loving him and the knowledge of keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And those who are committing abominations. My question is that when it says, I know abomination is something that is disgusting to y'all, it's something that you hate. When it says that committing abomination, what type of abomination? Was it homosexuality or worship of God? Theology?
So let me ask you a question. What's the difference between all of those? What's the difference between homosexuality, smoking weed, selling drugs, prostituting a woman? What's the difference?
They are abomination.
There's no difference. So when it says abomination, it's talking about all of those things, any of those things. You understand? There's no difference. Lying is the same as selling drugs and being a homosexual. Not paying your tithes is the same as being a murderer and being a thief. So there is no level of what abomination it could be speaking about. It's talking about all the evil that's going on. Seeing a homosexual doesn't make me more mad than seeing a drug dealer. See a drug dealer, I'm just as mad as when I see a homosexual. I see a hoe, I'm just as mad as when I see a cat, robbing somebody or whatever the case may be. So the Lord's talking about all abomination. You understand? And let's read it so we can get an understanding of what the scripture's saying before I break it down to you. All right? Let's read it. You can read it. Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4.
The book of Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Verse 5. And to the others he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
All right, so in verse 4, when it says, the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem. What's it talking about? It's talking about where Israel is. In the midst of where Israel is. So Israel is everywhere, right? You go to, so if this angel was sent to New York City, right? Is he going to go to where the white people are? He going to go to where the Africans are? He going to go to where Israel is. Go to the midst of Israel, through Jerusalem, right? Set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. What does it mean to set a mark on them? Is the Lord telling the angel to go stamp them? Is it to go stamp them, go brand them? That what he's saying?
Basically, like what I was thinking was that, the Most High is telling, prophets to put a mark to the prophet. Some of the prophets is ordained to put a mark upon the heads of those who are truly following.
Yeah, those who truly follow the Most High, they're the ones that's sighing and crying for all the abominations. They're the ones that's sad. They're the ones that's mad. They're the ones that see all the evil and they upset about it. The Lord wants them to be marked. What does it mean to mark them? When the Lord tell the angel mark them, what is the Lord telling the angel to make sure to do?
It means that it's like it's like I'm marking you so you can be safe.
So
the ones who are not marked, the angels know.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So here's what I want. This is what I want you to get to. How would you know if someone was marked in their forehead or not?
In their forehead or not? If they were not committing the abominable acts.
Yes. If they were obeying the Lord, you know that they're marked. Why? Why does he say marked in their foreheads? If the Lord is talking about what they're doing, why does he say it's a mark?
Because
why does he say mark them in their foreheads? What's in your forehead? Your mind. What comes from your mind? What does your mind do? Or why is your mind important? Why is it important that your forehead be marked? The men that sighing and crying for the abominations, right? What's important in their foreheads?
The teaching of the commandments.
The truth. These are men who have the truth in their mind. The Lord told the angel to mark them. He's saying, all the men who will have me on their mind, make sure that they're safe. That mark isn't a physical mark. That mark is the Lord saying to the angel, take a record of the men that are sighing and crying. Take account of them. Recognize them. Today, the way you recognize the men who have the mark of the Lord in their foreheads is you see them doing what the Lord said to do. The men that are described in Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, the 4th verse, are the men that go out on the street every week and say the white man is the devil. That tell blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to get off drugs. Stop murdering your brothers. Stop prostituting your sisters. Stop being a homosexual. Stop following the white man. And then when they leave that corner, they go to their neighborhood and wherever they live, and they obey the laws of the Lord. They see the evil going on outside, and they're sad about it. They're mad about it. They're frustrated. They're upset. It hurts them to see their people suffer. You understand? You would know that man. You would know that who's that type of man, because when you see him, you would see what the Lord wants a man to be. You understand? So that mark is not physical. This scripture here is a precept for the mark of the beast in the book of Revelations. For the men that say that the mark of the beast is a physical stamp in your hand or a physical stamp in your forehead, this scripture shows you that that's not what the Lord is talking about. The Lord said to mark them. The Lord is saying, see the men that are obeying me, following me, and keeping my commandments, and make sure that you keep them safe from the destruction that's coming. The Lord in Revelations, when the Lord talk about the mark of the beast, he's saying, see them that have the mindset of the beast, that are not obeying my laws, that think it's okay to smoke weed and have sex with white women and prostitute your daughters and be a homosexual. You understand? The mark in your hand is the men that have killed for this philosophy, killed for the mindset. You understand? Killed for Christianity, for democracy, for capitalism. You understand? This mark is not physical. So you was right when you said that it's talking about the men who standing for the Lord, who have the Lord in their mind. That's what the mark in their forehead is, the truth. You understand? We Ezekiel 9th chapter 4th verse. All right. So let's keep reading. So you good on that part, right? All right, let's read verse 5 one more time.
Book of Ezekiel chapter 9 verse 5. And to the others, he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
Now, who is he saying to smite? Who is he saying to not have pity on?
The ones who commit abominable acts.
The ones who don't have the mark. Right. The ones who not sighing and crying. The ones who don't have the Most High in their mind. That don't have the truth in their mind. That's not following the commandments. Go through the city, put them to death. Kill them. Don't spare. Don't have no pity. And that's what we see going on in every city where a man, the Lord, is risen up in the UPK. You go back to your home, to your community, and what do you see? You see the Lord not having no pity on drug dealers. The Lord not having no pity on homosexuals. The Lord not feeling bad about that hoe that's prostituting herself. How do you know? Because they catching diseases. They dying. The drug dealers getting shot, going to jail. The hoes getting AIDS. The homosexuals getting AIDS. Them big mamas in the Christian church that everybody loves so much, they getting gout and cancer and diabetes and high blood pressure. That's the angel that's smiting them. That's not showing pity. Everybody understand? Read on.
Verse 6. Slay utterly old and young.
Slay utterly old and young. Meaning what? Wipe them out. Destroy them. They don't want to receive the Lord in their mind. They don't want to obey the Lord and do what he said to do. They having fun while these abominations are going on. Take them. Everybody understand? The Lord don't, they not no good to the Lord. They definitely not no good to this nation. You understand? Read on.
Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark.
But what?
But come not near any man upon whom is the mark.
But don't come near any man that has the mark. Again, what is that mark? The mark is the truth. The man that's obeying the Lord. Don't come near the ones that's obeying me. That mark is obedience to the Lord. Everybody understand? You know somebody has the mark of the Lord in their forehead because they're doing what the Lord said to do. How do you know somebody doesn't have the mark of the Lord? Because they're not doing what the Lord said to do. How do you know somebody has the mark of the beast? Young man. Because they're not doing what the Lord said to do. They're doing what the beast said to do. What is the beast in Revelation? Everybody knows is the white man. This empire that he's erected. What is this empire telling you to do? Buy prostitutes. Go to the strip club. Smoke weed. Pop pills. You understand? Shoot your brother. Sell drugs. Sell dope. Love the white man. Date the white man's woman. You understand? It's all about yourself. It's a dog-eat-dog world. You understand? You got to get what you can, get it how you live, and all that nonsense. Men that's living like that, they have the mark of the beast. Join the military, the Army of One, the Navy, Air Force, and Marines. You understand? Anybody that's a part of that, they have the mark of the beast in their mind. Everybody understand? Anybody that's killing to get money. You understand? Any woman that's selling her body to get money, she got the mark of the beast in her mind. You understand? The mark of the beast in their hand. When they kill for that philosophy, kill for that belief. You understand? The ones that have the mark of the Lord, how do you know? Because they obeying the Most High. Not because you see a mark on their forehead. Not because you got a stamp on your head that say the Most High. You understand? But because they obeying the Lord. Everybody understand? The mark of the beast ain't anybody gonna get evil on their forehead or get 666 stamped on their forehead. Ain't nobody getting the goddamn chip in their hand that's gonna make them evil. Why the hell would the white man need to give anybody a chip? When niggas doing what they want them to do already. The earth is doing what the white man wants them to do. White man ain't got to give nobody a chip to force you to be evil. The Bible in the book of Revelations, when it talks about the mark of the beast, is talking about the mindset of the white man. That mindset is expressed in three ways: Christianity, capitalism, and democracy. You have any of those three philosophies in your mind, then you have the mark of the beast. Because any of those three will have you go against the Most High. You understand? How do you have the mark of the beast in your hand? When you kill for that philosophy. When you bring harm to somebody to help spread and support that philosophy. You're a Christian and you love Christianity and you go fight against the Muslims in the Middle East, you got the mark of the beast in your hand. If you love democracy and freedom and you go join the military to fight for freedom in other places, you got the mark of the beast in your hand. You understand? When you love the free market economy and everybody have an opportunity to go into business for themselves and make money, and you go fight other countries so that they can't have a free market system, so that it's to force that system on them, you have the mark of the beast in your hand. You a drug dealer, and this nigga selling dope where I'm supposed to be on my block. He stopped me from getting money. You kill a cat to get money, that's capitalism. You killing for the mark of the beast. Everybody understand? That's what the book of Revelations is talking about. Here in Ezekiel, the Lord is talking about them that have the truth in them. You understand? They are marked by their actions, by what they're doing. You know a man has the mark of the Lord when he's sighing and crying for all the abominations that's being done. You can't be a man that have the truth and just sit at home and twiddle your thumbs all day. Everybody understand? You got to be, if you ain't going to camp every week, talk to the brothers in your neighborhood. Everybody ain't able to go to camp every week. Talk to the cats in your neighborhood, the people you come in contact with, and let them know, hey, man, shit rough out here, man. You see the Lord doing this and doing that, and brother, you should get your life right. And go over to the UPK, man, see them brothers off. You know what I'm saying? And get them involved in the school. Hey, brother, you should be paying your tithes. You should be doing this. See a sister out there, she hoeing. Man, listen, so you got to get yourself together. You see things rough out here. Times is getting bad. Man, go see these brothers. Go to the school, check them out. They help you get all the help you need. Every brother ain't able to go to camp, be a soldier. But there's other ways that you can help push the truth. Help other brothers and sisters get the mark. You got to do your job. You can't just sit at home and twiddle your thumbs. Or you'll be like the cat that Christ gave the penny to. Everybody else multiplied it, and he sat on the penny. Just said, well, listen, I know you a man, you an austere man, and you take what you ain't sown. You understand? And he gave Christ back that penny. Christ took it from him and said, hey, he gave it to somebody that did more work. Everybody understand? You don't want to be that cat that ain't do no work. You understand? And if you're a brother for whatever reason, you can't go to camp, find a way to get into some other office in the school. Find a way to get into some action that the school got going on and help push the truth. That way you put in your bid and you multiplying that penny. Don't be a brother that get this gift the Lord has given us of the truth and you sit on it by yourself. There's a ton of cats. You encounter them all the time on the internet. There's cats that know the truth. They know the breakdowns and understand the scriptures, but they not helping nobody. They don't want nobody that's from their job to see them out there on the street teaching. Or they don't want their family to look at them funny. The Lord is going to the Lord going to remember that as well. You're going to remember the men that worked hard, and you're also going to remember the men that just was weak and refused to go out and do what the Lord commanded us to do. You understand? Find some way to multiply that penny. Find some way to be a man that's recognized for obeying the Lord and trying to get other brothers to obey the Lord. Don't be comfortable having the truth and not making sure that other people get it. Everybody understand? The Lord said, destroy all of them that's evil, that's committing these abominations, but the ones that got the mark, don't touch them. Read on.
And again, say unto me, O the young both maids and little children and women, come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary.
And begin at my sanctuary. What does that mean?
Sanctuary means home.
Begin. So what's the Lord's house? Now, he already said he only talking about Israel. He only talking about go through the midst of Jerusalem. Why does the Lord say start at my sanctuary? What's the difference between Jerusalem and Israel and the Lord's sanctuary? Young man.
Like, was it supposed to be like the brothers that was actually supposed to be teaching the truth at that time, or like the Pharisees?
Okay, this is the Old Testament. This is the brothers that were supposed to be teaching the truth. Who were these brothers during this time? Before Christ? Who were the men whose job it was to make sure the people were obeying the Lord? The priests. Whose job is it today to make sure that the people are obeying the Lord? Who are the priests?
Like, you mean like us?
Period. Who are the leaders of Israel? At this time, who were the leaders of Israel in the Old Testament? Who did Israel go to for leadership and guidance and instruction? They went to the priests. Anybody had anything wrong, you went to the priest. You had a situation with your woman and y'all arguing back and forth and you thinking you should get a divorce. Who did you go see? The priest. You got a son that don't want to listen, don't want to do what you say to do. Who did you go see? The priest. You got a boil on your face that ain't going. You got a pimple that turned into a boil, that turned into a rash. Who did you go see? The priest. The priests were the leaders. The priests were the men that you went to for instruction. Today, who do black people go to for instruction, for guidance, for leadership? Who do Hispanics and Native Indians go to for instruction, for guidance, for leadership? They go to their religious leaders. They go to the Christian church. They go to the Muslim mosque. They said, you Native Indian, you go to the medicine man. It's always been like that throughout history with our people. You did. When we was in slavery, you'd go to the witch doctor. You was in the islands. You understand? You Haitian or whoever, whatever island you from, you go see the I don't know what they call them, the medicine man, the voodoo man, whatever the case may be. There was always leaders in our society, in our culture, throughout our history, no matter where we've been on the earth. We always had a man in the village that everybody went to for instruction. You understand? The Lord said, start with them. Start in my sanctuary. Start at the leaders. And that's what you see going on in America today. You understand? Look at all the different scandals that come out in the black community. You don't really hear too much scandals about what's going on with rappers, do you? There's scandals in the rap industry.
Somewhat. I don't know.
Give me an example. Can somebody give me an example of a rap scandal? Who's the last rapper to beat his wife? Anybody know? Who's the last rapper to get caught being a homosexual? I know about Tiger, but he ain't really a rapper anyway. He ain't no good rapper. Somebody listen to Tiger. Y'all listen to Tiger, do y'all? Bad now. It's a lot. Y'all don't listen to Tiger. But you know what I mean? He a rapper that got, you know what I mean? Name a rapper that's been caught in a sex scandal.
It's like a Birdman.
Birdman ain't really a big rapper. You know what I'm saying? Here's the point. Name an NBA player, a football star that's beat his wife. Adrian Peterson. Now he spanked his son. He spanked his son. Wasn't his wife? This is why I'm asking that question. The people we look up to, right? As blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians, there's three people we look up to: religious leaders, political leaders, and entertainment. Entertainment, you classify as rapping, dancing, singing, acting, football, basketball, right? Entertainment. Politics is a politician, a mayor, a judge, a senator, whatever. Religious leader, pastor, imam, deacon, so forth and so on. You look in the black community, right? Look at scandals or embarrassing things that come out in the news. You don't really see it happening with entertainers. You don't really see it happening with entertainers, basketball players, actors, football players, but you do see it happening with politicians and with religious leaders. You understand? Now, I asked y'all who was the last entertainer that had a sex scandal. Ain't nobody really had no answer. Now, who was the last pastor that had a sex scandal? Can you keep track? Can you keep track? Y'all know about TD Jakes, right? Everybody know TD Jakes? You know his son got arrested in New York City by jacking off in front of two undercover police officers. He in the park trying to have homosexual sex, and the police officers about to lock him up. He pulled his yammy out and start playing with it in front of the police. Get locked up. Y'all ain't heard about that, did y'all? This TD Jakes' son. It happened. He's a homosexual, full-out homosexual. Everybody heard about Creflo Dollar beating his woman, right? Y'all hear about that? Ain't about Creflo Dollar beat his wife and his daughter called the police on him? Yeah. And the police couldn't find the house because the house is so big. And in the woods, the house y'all seen Creflo Dollar house? You pull up Creflo Dollar house. Creflo Dollar got a gigantic house somewhere in Atlanta. It's so big and spacious and set apart from everything that he got his own street. It's called like Creflo Dollar Boulevard or something. Creflo Dollar's daughter, right, called the police because he beating on their mother. The police cannot even find Creflo Dollar's house. Now here's the mug shot of Creflo Dollar when he got arrested. Fayetteville County Sheriff Office, right? Creflo Dollar got arrested, got charged, right? Let me show you the picture of his house. He got arrested for domestic violence, for domestic abuse. He was beating his woman. This is Creflo Dollar's house. Y'all see that? This is Creflo Dollar's house. This is what all of that time money getting. That looked like a palace in England somewhere. London, England somewhere. This house is right in Atlanta. Right in the backwoods of Atlanta, Georgia. Let me see if I can get a better picture of it. Here you go, right here. It's Creflo Dollar house. Go ahead.
Did he beat up his daughter too?
Yeah, he's beating his wife and his daughter. Or maybe it was his daughter. Just his daughter he was beating. But I know his daughter called the cops. I don't know if he was beating his wife and his daughter, but he was beating somebody, and the daughter called the police. Y'all see that right there? That's Creflo Dollar's house in Fayetteville County, Georgia. That's what all that time money get Creflo Dollar. And if you look at it, there's nothing around his house. It is by itself. You understand? Creflo Dollar beat his woman. What was the last sex scandal a pastor got into? TVJ going up. Name some others. Eddie Long. Eddie Long having sex with little boys, molesting them and raping them. What they charged? He paid $15 million to keep it undercover. Paid $15 million to pay them boys off. You understand? The Lord is exposing the evil men amongst our people. The Lord said, started his sanctuary. The Lord is starting with them. The Lord is exposing them because they the ones that we look up to the most. You look at these black politicians. What happened to Jesse Jackson's son? Jesse Jackson's son, y'all know he got locked up, right? Jesse Jackson's son in jail right now for embezzling money, for stealing campaign contributions. You a cat that's in a politician, you get campaign funds, you supposed to spend all that money doing commercials, putting commercials out there, doing radio ads. You ain't supposed to take that money and go buy your Rolex. Jesse Jackson's son was buying Rolexes. Guess what? They threw Jesse Jackson's son in jail. There's another, y'all might not know, down in D.C. there was a politician named Jack Johnson. This is a cat that ran for county seat in Prince George's County down there in Washington, D.C. Jack Johnson served his term. They found out Jack Johnson was embezzling money, threw him and his woman in jail. When they came to lock up Jack Johnson, they busted in the door, SWAT style. They get in the bathroom. This nigga mother, his wife was stuffing G's down her drawers. She's stuffing $20,000 down her pants, $15,000. They caught her. I think she had like $60,000 in her underwear. She's trying to hide the money that they've been stealing from the county. You understand? And it's been happening. I mean, it's a thing that happens every week. There's a black scandal with a black mayor. You understand? You look at cities like Baltimore. Baltimore is a city that had a black mayor, a black chief of police, right? Black district attorney, and black people dying number one in Baltimore. Heroin, cocaine, flooding the streets of Baltimore. You understand? To where Freddie Gray get killed, all of them get put on Front Street. Now the mayor about to resign, the black commissioner's already gone, and the district attorney, she about to be out the door. You understand? Things like this are gonna keep happening as long as the Lord is bringing his judgment down on our people. You understand? Lord said start with them. Anybody ever heard of and shouts out to the brothers in Syracuse, man. Shouts out to Officer Zania, the other officers and troopers in Syracuse. I seen the tape they did where they talked about anybody ever heard of Reverend, I want to say James Cleveland? Famous gospel singer. They call him the king of gospel. Try to find this cat's name. Y'all never heard of him? You heard of him, right? I'm trying to see. Hold on. Reverend. Is it James Cleveland? Yeah, it's James Cleveland. James Cleveland is like one of the most famous gospel singers ever. If you got a grandmother that like gospel music, you done heard one of James Cleveland's songs before. This Reverend James Cleveland, right? Reverend James Cleveland died of AIDS. Even before he died, there was rumors going around that James Cleveland had he headed an organization called the Gospel Men and Women Gospel Singers of America or something like that, where he would bring together all the choir leaders from all the major churches and all the major choirs all across America, right? Kind of find out that this was an orgy party that he would have every few months. Whenever this group would meet, it really was just so they could come together so they could have sex with each other. You understand? And it was known that James Cleveland was a homosexual. His woman knew it. It was hush-hush quiet. All the people in the choir knew it. All the people in the organization knew it. He died full-blown AIDS, HIV. You understand? Why? Because the Lord gave the order for these men to be put to death, for these men to be exposed. You understand? The Lord said, "Start at my sanctuary." That's why the most public, you know what I'm saying, outings among black people happen to these politicians and these religious leaders. You understand? Because the Lord said, "Start at my sanctuary." The Lord going to expose them first and expose them the worst because they supposed to be the ones that know better. They supposed to be the ones that's leading the rest of us to serve the Most High and to follow Him. You understand? All right. Read on.
Then they began at the ancient men, which were before the house.
Then the angel went and dealt with the ancient men that were before the house. You understand? What does it mean before the house?
The men in front.
The men that was in front. The men that were the leaders, the heads, the ancient men, the ones that everybody looked to for wisdom and guidance and understanding. The Lord started with them. You understand? Let me tell you, our sharpening going to be next. I don't know if y'all be watching TV. You seen Al Sharpton lately? Al Sharpton looked like a $2 crack hoe. And Al Sharpton used to be nice and healthy and plump with that perm in his hair. I don't know who got in his mind and told him that, he took the white woman pill. You ever seen white bras be kind of fat and chubby? They take the Hollywood pill and then they be 80 pounds in about 3 months. Who told Al Sharpton that was sexy, man? Or that was a good look. He was better when he was fat and had the perm in his hair. Now he looked like the Crypt Keeper. Y'all remember that show Tales from the Crypt? they show the little jump going through the cemetery, and at the end he'll pop up and like, that's how Al Sharpton look every time he be on TV, man. I was just waiting for him to laugh, like, looking like the Crypt Keeper, man. That's a plague, man. You understand? He might think he looking like, the Baywatch girls or whatever, but he look like the Lord is killing them slowly. Like it's a horrible death. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Lord gonna do to these people. You understand? You ain't got the mark of the Lord. You're not obeying the Most High. You're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Then the only thing that you can look forward to is a horrible death. Everybody understand? The Lord said He gonna start with the men that's in charge. Go ahead, young man. That was the end of verse 7. Was that it on that?
It was the end of verse 6. Verse 7. And he said unto them, defile the house, and fill the courts with the slain. Go ye forth, and they went forth and slew in the city. Oh God.
So what was you need that breaking down?
Verse 7.
Yeah, defile the house. What does that mean?
Defile the house means basically make it unclean.
Bring shame to it. That house today is the Christian church, is the Muslim mosque. It is the seat of all these black leadership and power and authority. The Lord says shame them. You understand? So when Barack Obama get up in the National Black Caucus and say, don't ask me for nothing, y'all black men gotta stop being lazy. He's shaming them. You understand? When he go before the Christian church, you look at TV in general. Look at these reality TV shows. Pastors of Atlanta and housewives of New York. That's shaming all them people. It's shaming black people. You understand? Like to be a black person in that social environment, it's shaming to be around any other nation because you're looked at as scum. You looked at as lawless, moralist, attention-seeking, money-grubbing. No care for your people bums. It's shameful. You understand? The Lord shamed the Christian church, shaming the Muslim mosque. Everybody understand? The Lord said, defile my house. That's what the Lord talking about, man. Bring shame to it. Destroy it. You understand? And if you're anybody that's not fully enslaved by the white man's way of thinking, you look at Christianity like it's crazy. Even cats in the world look at it like, I ain't going to church. What are you talking about? Ain't raping babies in there. Ain't going in there. Ain't get that nigga my money. Ain't pimping me. You understand? If you're a black man with any type of manhood, church is where the hoes is at. There's no reason why you go to church, man. There's some hoes in there. I'm trying to go to church. You understand? But it's not an honorable place. It ain't a respectful place. Nobody goes to the church to find God no more. You gotta be like, you gotta not know nothing about the world to go to church to find God. You know what I mean? Everybody know that you ain't finding God in the church. You might get some hoes, good music. You feel good, but you ain't finding God in there. Everybody understand? The Lord is shaming that place. You understand? That's what it's talking about.
I have a question. This is concerning chapter 4, when it talks about, the Lord said, unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the forehead of the limb. Now the mark is the truth. Can you use with that, with the mark being the truth, and Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4, with the mark being the truth, can you use Psalms 118, verse 142, when it says that righteousness is an everlasting righteousness and that law is the truth?
Let's get this scripture and we can break it down. All right. Psalms what? 118?
Chapter 119, verse 142.
Psalms 119, 142. Let's get it. All right, go ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
So you saying, can you take this scripture and precept it with the mark? Yes.
You know that they have the mark.
Yes. Yes. The mark in their the mark in their heads makes me okay. When the Lord said to the angel, mark them in their foreheads who sigh and cry for the abominations that are being done. Why would a man be sighing and crying because he sees abomination?
Because it's wrong.
Because it's wrong. How does he know it's wrong?
According to the law.
There you go. According to the law. So because he knows the law, he sees people breaking the law, it makes him sad. You understand? That's the truth. That's the truth in a nutshell. The truth is knowing the law, obeying the law, and warning those that's not obeying the law that they're going to be destroyed. You understand? There's a little bit, it's deeper than that. Of course, it's brotherhood, serving Christ, learning how to obey the law. But at the core of the truth, it's the law of the Most High. You understand? That is what, without the law, you don't have no truth. You could know Christ was black. You could know that the 12 tribes of Israel is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You can know precepts back and forward in the Bible. But if you don't know how to keep the law, you ain't got the truth. And that's why when we say the ISUBK is the home of the truth, we're stressing the law. We're stressing obeying the Most High, loving your brother as yourself, and what that means. A lot of people know that scripture, love your brother as yourself, but they don't know the law, but they don't know what it means to love your brother as yourself. You love your brother, if he do something against you, you'll go to that brother and say, man, listen, brother, I don't think what you did was right. And I feel like this, I feel like that, we need to do this. And the brother, if he hear you, then y'all tight. If he don't hear you, then you got to go to counsel. There's a lot of men in Israel who know the scriptures and would never do that. There's men that's not in the ISUBK today because they knew the scriptures, was in the school with Commanding General Yohana, but they did not obey the law. There's brothers that was in the school that's been in the ISUBK with me, went through Hebrew Academy, that stood on post, stood strong, and I love them brothers to death. But I don't see them a lot lately. Why? Because they did not follow the law. They didn't do everything the law said to do. That's why we say the ISUBK is a home of the truth. I see these other Israelite groups. It's cats that can break down scriptures. It's cats that know some precepts, but they not obeying the law, which is why, you find out the cat slept with his brother's woman, or these cats. I mean, all types of nonsense going on in these fake Israelite groups. The reason why is because these brothers do not obey the law. They know scriptures, but they do not obey the law. If you don't obey the law and know how to be a brother and know how to follow every commandment that's in these scriptures, then you don't have the truth. Which is why men that not in the ISUBK, they just don't have the truth. We don't say that because, it's not a boastful thing, not a prideful thing. It's a factual statement. ISUBK is the home of the truth because men that are not in the ISUBK do not obey the law. They do not keep the scriptures. Everybody understand? All right, so yeah, this is a precept for that. You would just have to break down that the mark is the truth, and that the truth is keeping the law, having the law in your mind. You understand? All right. Any other questions? Come on, Mom.
Over some of the laws.
Okay. Yeah.
I know that there's a lot of them, but I haven't exactly came over like every scripture that say, "All right, this is the law."
Okay.
I know like commandments.
Okay. Book of Leviticus is law. Leviticus was okay. I'm not gonna misspeak about what Leviticus means, but the root of Leviticus is Levi. Levi was the priest, the lawgivers. So the book of Leviticus is the book of Levi, or the book of the law. In Leviticus, you're gonna find laws, commandments. Do this, do this, do this, do this. It's all you find in the book of Leviticus. You understand? Because that is the law of the Most High. But for specific laws, you want to bring that up Wednesday night. Wednesday is the law class. It's the class that's broadcast out of here in Philly. I believe Captain Todd Ward teaches it. Bring your law questions Wednesday night. And of course, you got a quick question I can go to. Like, we're going to go to some laws tonight. We're going to go into the laws about slavery. We're going to go into Leviticus, the 17th chapter. We're going to get all the laws about how to treat your slave, how to deal with his daughter. You understand? There ain't no raping in the Bible. We can go through those scriptures tonight. Everybody understand? All right. So We'll go through that tonight. Any other questions? Officer Daniel.
Like a little background history on Hitler, like the whole Holocaust thing.
Background history on Hitler. Okay, we can do that real quick. Anything else? Officer Knock. Come on with it. Yeah. Yeah. No, it ain't. Everybody go and see if they ain't seen it right now, but come on with it.
I'm cleaning up my drawer, I got them dressing.
Yeah.
I'm cleaning my joint out. I found some old flicks. Shit. I thought we throwing it away.
Okay. Yeah, you want to throw it. You want to throw it away. It's just okay. It's and that whole thing is an unnatural thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't supposed to see no man. What the wedding bed is undefiled. What man do with his woman is what that man do with his woman. You don't want to have no. I don't want to be privy to it. I don't want to. What you do with your woman, that's your business. Now, what I do with my woman is my business. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with whatever you and your woman do. Is what you and your woman do. You want to see that? That's on you. There's a way that you can do that, but you don't want to see another brother in this woman. You understand? So that answers your question. All right, Yanaquan. Shalom, man.
Is it a way of?
No. No, there's no way. No. If it ain't you and your woman, you shouldn't be seeing it. That's it. If it ain't you and your woman, you shouldn't be seeing it. And some brothers, they struggle with it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Get some help, get some counsel if you struggle with it. Ain't you know what I mean? We coming out of the world. Brothers get different hang-ups. If you're struggling with that, get some help. Get some help. I'll tell you what'll really help. Get a woman. Get you a woman, you ain't gotta watch anything else. What you can have it live and in color. You know what I'm saying? But fight that, man. Fight it. Get some help fighting it, get some help. You know what I'm saying? But you should wanna that's unnatural. That's something that's against the law. It's lust. You understand? You don't want to partake in that, man. Get that, clean yourself for that. We're getting the kingdom, ain't gonna be none of that. Now you might have about 7, 8 wives, so you can, make your own tape if you want to, but you know what I'm saying? You want to leave that alone, man. It's just unhealthy for you. It's evil. You know what I'm saying? It's a sin. You don't want to be full of lust and, you know what I'm saying, seeing what another man do with his woman. Danielle.
I hear what he asked you.
He asked the question, he didn't really get to finish asking it, but it had to do with pornography. So you cannot, it's against the law to partake in pornography. So you want to put that away from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, you struggle coming out of the world, get some help if you need some help with it. But you want to get to a point where you perfect with that. Everybody understand? No sweat. Hitler. So what do you want to know particularly about Hitler?
As far as what caused him to start the Holocaust, I know it was because it was starving.
Okay. World War I, Germany, right? Germany was in the war of World War I. After World War I, because Germany was one of the major countries that lost in the war, the other countries taxed Germany for their role in World War I. So imagine there's a war. You see, somebody hand me the globe right quick. Imagine there's a war. I'm gonna get the map of World War I. All right, so you got World War I, right? Bring up the map for y'all to be able to see it, okay? So here's World War I, here's Europe. Europe is not all of Europe, it's Eastern Europe. Here's Europe right here. This big green part starts Russia. Everything else here is Europe, right? Western and Eastern Europe is divided, or used to be divided on the line of Germany. Here's Germany. So Germany is part of Western Europe. Everything to the east is Eastern Europe. Everybody understand? After World War I got it on the map here. Everybody can see the map, right? You see the blue is the Allied powers. Blue is the side of World War I that won. The green is the side that was neutral, meaning they didn't really have no stake in the war. The gray is who lost, the Central powers. Germany, Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria, and the Ottoman Empire, which was to the south, or the Arab nations, right? After World War I, Germany was taxed heavily. Austria-Hungary was, I believe it was split up, right? It was no longer Austria and Hungary. It became two countries, Austria and Hungary. So they got split up. Bulgaria had to pay, and the Ottoman Empire was disbanded, meaning it was done away with after World War I. The people in Germany suffered poverty because their country, all the money and resources was taken out of their country. So you a young kid growing up in Germany after World War I, you was poor and you was broke. But who had money in Germany? The bankers. Who were the bankers in Germany? Jews. Who were the rich politicians in Germany? Jews. Who was the people that had the Diamond District and the entertainment companies? The Jews. So Hitler is a poor kid growing up in Germany, and who does he hate? Jews. So when it comes time for Hitler to start a political movement to get the people of Germany to rally behind him, he paints the Jews as the enemy. You people of Germany, you poor, disenfranchised, beaten down. Who's your enemy? The rich man. Who's the rich man? The Jews. What do we have to do? Get rid of all these Jews, and then Germany can be great again. People in Germany sound like a hell of a plan to me. They get behind Hitler. Hitler builds up the SS, which was the security force of the Nazis, which today would be like the Secret Service. Hitler builds up the Secret Service in Germany. The Secret Service go and round up all the Jews, take all their wealth, take all their bank accounts, take all of their money, and they put it in Hitler's hands. Hitler throws them in concentration camps. The concentration camp is like prison. They building military tanks for the German military. They making all the uniforms for the soldiers, making guns, manufacturing different things that the war effort needs, and that's Hitler and Jews in World War II. So it took about 30 years for Hitler to gain power. Around 1938, he started rounding up Jews, throwing them in these camps. 1942, full-out war, World War II. 1944, America and Russia come in, crush Germany, free the Jews. You understand? Go ahead.
So, because I know you said it was like an estimate of 6 million.
Yeah.
Is that true?
No, hell no. No, they lying. They lied ridiculously. You understand? So, no, it wasn't nowhere near 6 million. It wasn't even nowhere near 6 million Jews in that part of the world, let alone 6 million that died. You understand? The white man he exaggerates everything. So of course he exaggerate and say, oh, it was so horrible, it killed so many people, when they maybe killed 800,000 Jews.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Because the whole Hitler thing really wasn't even murdering these cats. And it was only over the space of 5 years. These cats was in jail for maybe 5 years. And all they had them doing was working. They wasn't whipping their backs and starving to death. You know what I'm saying? Now, they was doing different types of experiments on them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it was a walk in the park, but nowhere near 2 million Jews died. So that estimate of 6 million is just them exaggerating. Just them being outrageous about it to make the world feel like, oh, it's so sad. Gives a damn. White people commit white people crimes. Nobody care about that. Nobody care about black people committing black people crimes. So why the hell should I care about them? I care about the black people dying in the ghetto. Don't nobody else give a damn about them, you understand? They exaggerated that number of the Jews that died to make it seem like, oh, we got to do something for these people. They lost so many. It's ridiculous. Everybody understand? True, but officer not.
So, the first war was Germany and the rest of the Allies.
No, okay. The First World War really was between Austria-Hungary and Romania. Like World War I started because, let me see, I'll pull it up. World War I started because I believe, I might be wrong, Prince Ferdinand got assassinated. Prince Ferdinand was the ruler or the emperor of Austria-Hungary. He got assassinated by somebody from another country, and Austria-Hungary went to war with that country. Austria-Hungary going to war with that country triggered all the other countries to support who was being attacked. When the other countries supported who Austria-Hungary was attacking, Germany stepped in and said, we got their back. Ottoman Empire said, hey, that's all, like The Ottoman Empire, Austria, Hungary, and Germany all maintained control of Central Europe. Right. Any trade that was being done between Russia and France, or from like France and Spain and Portugal and Italy going over to China, was controlled by Germany, Austria, Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire. So if Austria-Hungary would have failed, right, then the Ottoman Empire and Germany would have lost their seat of power in Central Europe. So they came to Austria-Hungary's aid to stop the Western powers from taking over their little stronghold. Of course, they got crushed, they got beat down, they lost the war. That's why they suffered. You understand? And this land here, where it was Austria-Hungary during World War I, and this map today is where all these little countries like Belgrade, Romania, Poland, Slovakia, all these countries did not exist at one time. Right. They all were under Austria-Hungary. When Austria-Hungary fell, then Poland became a country, Hungary became a country, Croatia, Bulgaria, Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, different countries that just didn't exist. They all was under one empire, but losing World War I split that power up into all these separate different countries, which makes them countries easier for France and England to control. Makes them countries easier for Russia to control, which is why today you see what's going on in the Middle East with Ukraine. Ukraine can't fight against Russia because they ain't got enough power. They need to rely either on Russia or the NATO forces. Who's NATO? NATO was the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. The countries of NATO is France, Spain, Portugal, England, Italy, Germany, the Netherlands, Denmark, because these other countries in between ain't really got no power. Like, they rely on these other countries for strength. You understand? After World War I, Austria-Hungary got broken down into smaller countries. Right. So when World War II came, that was your question, right? What was your question again?
What side was America?
America always was on the side of England. To make it simple for you to remember World War I and World War II, America always was on England's side. World War I, America was on England's side, which is the Allied powers. World War II, America was on that. Again, it was the Allied versus the Axis. World War II, the main countries was America, Britain, and Russia versus Germany, Italy, and Japan. That was World War II. So America always was on the side of England. Go ahead.
So Germany came into England. I mean, their work, and we got smashed the first time. And they tried to come back World War II, and everybody was like, no, he smashed them again.
Okay, really, Germany won all of Europe. Germany conquered Europe, destroyed Europe. Germany and the Nazi war machine destroyed France, destroyed England, almost pushed into Spain. What stopped Germany from completely taking over Europe in World War II was America. You understand? After World War II, France was decimated. England was decimated. The Germans had dropped bombs on all of them. These other countries, let me see. Poland, well, no, not, but yeah, Germany lost World War II because they made the mistake that every world power has made in modern history. They tried to fight a war on two fronts. Meaning, you send all your forces to one side of the battlefield, you can conquer that part. But when you split your army in half and try to fight a war on two sides, you lose. Napoleon made that mistake. He tried to fight Russia and take over England. Napoleon could not defeat Russia. Hitler made the mistake. He took over all of Europe. He pushed all. You see how France is damn near the edge of Western Europe, right? Germany is here. Hitler had taken over all of this, taken over France, taken over some of Spain. He was bombing half of England, you understand? But then America came and they stormed the beaches of Normandy in France, you understand? And that's how America was able to fight back against Hitler and them. But America would not have been able to defeat Hitler if Hitler didn't split his army up and send his troops to attack Russia. Right. Hitler messed up when he sent his troops to attack Russia. The winner of, and it's damn near like the lower people had, and throughout history, protected Russia. Because every time an army tried to attack Russia, Russia just sat for the winner, waited for the winner. Right. Wait for the winner. That winner is death to anybody. Even Edomites can't survive the winner in Russia. Russian armies just wait for the winter to come. Everybody starve to death, freeze to death. They just send their tanks in and kill everybody. That's how World War II was lost. Because Hitler sent troops to fight Russia, in Russia, and lost. Napoleon sent troops to fight Russia, in Russia, and lost. Right. Before that, yeah, you go through the history of war on the earth, period. Nobody's ever been able to take over Russia coming from Western Europe because the winter is just harsh. It's hell. You understand? So that's why Hitler lost World War II. America came and America came. Hitler tried to fight against Russia. His army really was crushed by the Russians, and America was able to push through. But also the atomic bomb shut a lot of shit down, because America, when they dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, it showed everybody else on the earth like, these cats ain't to be messed with. Like, is they serious? You feel what I'm saying? Which is why, yeah, no, if you could like go back in history to that time, the day the atomic bomb dropped, like the earth stopped. It was a earth-shattering event. It was like, we should not fight no wars ever again, ever in history. Everybody was deathly afraid of the atomic bomb.
Right.
So right after World War II, that's why Russia had to get it. Like right after World War II was over, Russia was like, oh, we need some of them scientists. They hired some scientists and got their own atomic bomb. Then after that, Russia was like, okay, we cool now. The earth started to breathe again. Because it's like, these niggas ain't the only ones with nukes. We got them too. And there was somewhat of a balance. That's why after World War II, the two major powers on the earth was America and Russia, because they the only ones that had the atomic bomb. But that bomb, when it dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the earth stopped. It was like we entering a new age and shit now. This shit ain't no joke no more. We can't just be killing presidents no more. That's why after World War II, every war that's been fought has really been a secret war. There's never really been an all-out war since World War II. You know what I'm saying? Vietnam, okay, all the major wars that happened after World War II was really America and Russia fighting each other. If you go to the Korean War, what two sides were there in the Korean War? There was North Korea, South Korea. North Korea communist, South Korea Democrat. Really, that's America and Russia fighting. Right. Vietnam, two sides of the Vietnam War. The Viet Cong in South Korea, Viet Cong in North Korea. The Vietnamese who was democratic in South Korea. Really Russia and Japan. The Afghan War between Russia and the Afghans. Everybody want to know about Al Qaeda and how Bin Laden and got power. Bin Laden was a CIA agent. Go look him up. His name was Timothy Osman or Tim Osman. He was trained by the U.S. to be a military leader for the people of Afghanistan against Russia during the 80s. That really was America and Russia fighting. You understand? All the major wars that have happened after World War II was really just America and Russia. The Chinese, when the Chinese had the overthrow of the Mao government, when the Chinese communists took over, it really was Russia. You understand? And America couldn't do nothing about it because China is such a big country. And China is really a closed off country. You know what I'm saying? For America to have, America could not make an enemy for China. You know what I'm saying? They was able to make an enemy for North Vietnam with the South Vietnamese and act like, oh, that's them fighting themselves. They was able to make an enemy for North Korea with South Korea and make it seem like they was fighting themselves. When the Chinese communists took over China, there wasn't no room to make an enemy because the Chinese is the Chinese. You understand? And the land of China is a country that's landlocked, meaning China is surrounded by mountains on every side. China is surrounded by mountains except for the ocean. You can't infiltrate China. You understand? The only land route into China is through Russia. Right. So America couldn't make an enemy for China because Russia's right there. That's the only reason why China was able to become communist, because America could not make an enemy to fight against the Russians. So China fell to communism because of the Russians. China is communist today. You understand? And that's about that. That's it on that. But every war that's been fought after World War II has really just been China, and it's really just been Russia and America fighting each other. Right. And you can go into the day of the recent uprisings in the Middle East, Libya. What happened with Muammar Gaddafi being thrown out of power was America. What happened in Egypt with that ruler being thrown out of power was America. What's going on in Syria right now with the Syrian anti-rebel forces or the rebel forces fighting against the government, that's Russia. That's America. America has been the supporter of every government overthrow that's happened since World War II. They got the CIA got documents that have been released. America's been behind every military coup that's happened since World War II. So all of the uprisings that happened in South America, all the governments in South America had Democratic leaders. Anytime a military general took over the government, America was supporting that general. Same thing America did in South America during the 50s and the 60s, America tried to do in the Middle East. But the Middle East, they wasn't having this time because Russia is like, y'all gonna let them just take y'all stuff? Y'all gonna let them just take it all over? Y'all, if you watch the news today, Russia started dropping bombs in Syria. There's two sides that's fighting in Syria. There's the government, which is led by a man named Assad, and then there's anti-government forces, right? Russia bombed the anti-government forces. America supporting the anti-government forces. So in essence, Russia attacked America today. You understand? Because America formed a coalition to say that this is how hypocritical the white man in America is. Let's say 1 million people gathered together in America and said, we taking back our government, and they marched on the White House. What do you think Barack Obama would do?
You'd probably get help from another country.
No, he would not. In America, 1 million people say, we don't want Barack Obama to be president no more. We're marching on the White House. We're taking back our government. What would Barack Obama do? He would send the military to kill them. 1 million anybody. Let's say they white, born bred, cornbread eating, Confederate flag. No, hell, they ain't Confederate flag waving. Let's say they full-blooded Americans with the American flag. They fought in the military. They love America. They see what the government is doing is wrong. Now, this is a hypothetical situation. They see what the government is doing is wrong. They want to take America back for the people. 1 million of them go march on Washington, D.C. with guns and tanks and military equipment. They taking the government over. Barack Obama is not going to give up his seat as president. The Congress is not going to back down and give power over to these million disgruntled Americans. The military is going to come out and kill them and slaughter them on national TV in front of everybody. And what will the American government say? We were protecting the integrity of the United States of America. Well, that is the same exact thing that happened in Syria. Syria is a country ruled by a president. This man's name is Assad. He's the elected leader of the country. It wasn't even, let's say it was 1 million for shits and giggles. It's 1 million people in Syria say, we don't like this man being our ruler. We're going to march and protest. We got guns. We want our rights to be asserted. America, the president sent the military to kill these bastards that's coming up against me and trying to destroy my country. America said he was evil for that. That Assad was a terrorist and he's killing civilians. And all they want to do is change the government. You understand? No country has the right to tell another country that they can't protect their rulership. America is hypocritical as fuck. America would never let anybody tell them that they could not secure their power. America, nobody on the planet could tell America, you're wrong for killing 1 million people that marched against the government. You should let them march against the government. You should let them take the president out of his bedroom and stick a broomstick in his behind and rape his daughters. America would never go for that, right? That's what they did to Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. People rose up against Muammar Gaddafi, said, we don't want this man to be president no more. Muammar Gaddafi said, to hell with you, I'm the leader. Sent the military out. America came and dropped bombs on Muammar Gaddafi, gave guns to the men that came up against his government. And when those men caught Muammar Gaddafi, they raped him with a broomstick in front of the earth to see. On camera, they raped Muammar Gaddafi with a broomstick. He was the president, the leader of their country. And America let it happen and supported the men that did it. The white man is the devil, the Bible speaks of. You understand? Now, Russia saw that. Russia saw what happened to Gaddafi. Russia saw what happened in Egypt. Let me show you on the map. Here's Russia, right? Here's the Middle East. The land we call the Middle East is here. It's Iran, it's Iraq, it's Turkey, it's Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Libya, right? Now, Russia gets oil from the Middle East. How does Russia get its oil from the Middle East? There's a pipeline that runs through Turkey, through Syria, into Russia, where Russia gets oil, right? Russia also was getting oil from Libya and from Egypt. How is Russia getting oil from Libya and Egypt? Boats will go through the Mediterranean, come through the Aegean Sea into the Black Sea and bring Russia oil. Well, Russia watched while America toppled Libya. What did America taking over Libya do? All the oil Libya has, none of it's coming to Russia anymore. Russia loses the oil producing country. They watched America take over Egypt. Russia was getting the oil from Egypt. Guess what? The Russians not getting no more oil from Egypt. America controls Saudi Arabia. I don't even know if Saudi Arabia gives Russia any oil. Right? So Russia ain't getting oil from there. America already took over Iraq. Right? America already took over where's Afghanistan? America already took over Iraq, took over Afghanistan. If Russia was to let Syria fall to American power, guess what Russia has no access to anymore? None of that Middle East oil. Russia is completely cut off. Russia could not let Syria fall to America because then Russia would be dead in the water. So Russia supported Assad, sent helicopters, sent tanks, and said, we're going to stand with this man's ability to rule his country because every country has the right to govern itself. America, you should mind your damn business. Well, America said, to hell with that. We support the anti-government forces, and that's why there's ISIS in Syria today. That's why there's anti-rebel forces in Syria today, because America wants to cut Russia off. But yesterday, Russia started dropping bombs on the American forces. Right. You see the news say the rebels that being bombed by Russia, just thank America. Just think Russia's bombing America, and yesterday was the first shots fired back in World War III. Right. Understand? When it's all said and done, if Christ ain't back, history is going to look back at 9/11 as the start of World War III. Because everything that the earth is experiencing today is the direct result of 9/11. Right. After 9/11, George Bush signed the Patriot Act, which started a war on terror. A terrorist is not defined in the Patriot Act in America. Right. Anybody that's against American interest is a terrorist. So if American interest is to take over the Middle East, anybody that stands against that is a terrorist. Who was against America taking over the Middle East? Muammar Gaddafi. So guess what? He had to go. He was a terrorist. He's gone. Ruling Egypt was against America taking over the Middle East. Guess what? He's gone. Julian Assad, and not Julian. That's the whistleblower. Assad, the ruler of Syria, was against America taking over the Middle East. Guess what? America tried to get him out of there. Right. But Russia putting a stop to it, like, no, it's not going down like this. Because of this event that's going on in Syria, Russia and America are about to be full out at war publicly with each other. Right. Come on, young man.
So you're saying that these like rebel forces, basically like ISIS and stuff like that, they are funded by America.
Yes.
They are being used by America.
Yes.
Bombing them, knowing that they're funded and that they're used by America, basically they're attacking America starting World War III.
Okay, they're not starting World War III. They're defending themselves in World War III. Russia has been now in America. We don't get the same news that other countries get. You understand? It's been said for a long time, for about 4 years now. Russia's been saying America is starting all these wars. America starting these uprisings. America started Egypt. America started what happened in Libya. Russia's been saying it for years. We don't hear it in America because the news in America does not want the people of America to know what's really going on. The news in America is what they call a propaganda machine, which is the same machine that was used in Germany to get Hitler to get everybody against the Jews. It's propaganda. They shove something down your throat for so long, you have no choice but to accept it. So what is America shoving down everybody's throats? Russia's evil. Russia hates us. Russia hates our democracy. Russia hates our laws. Russia hates our military. When really Russia is trying to reserve a piece of the land for itself. Come on.
So will it be good to say that Russia don't want to give the Americans full control?
Yes. Every country doesn't want to give America full control, but nobody else can stop America but Russia. Russia, okay, think of high school, right? Thing is in high school, everybody in high school 5'8". But there's two cats that's 6'6", right? You got a bunch of regular size, everybody else in high school 5'8". You got two giants in high school. Right. 6'6". They big, strong, bigger than everybody, stronger than everybody. Everybody's scared of them. But these two cats that 6'6" don't like each other. Right. So they go around bullying people. Right? They patting people's pockets, bullying people. But because they don't like each other, guess what all the people being bullied can do? If I'm getting bullied by one 6'6" cat, I can go to the other one that's 6'6" and say, hey man, Slim keep bullying me, man. Can I hang out with you? He say, all right, man, you hang out with me. As long as I'm hanging with this big tall cat, guess who ain't gonna mess with me? That other big tall cat. That's Russia and America in the world stage. You understand? On the world stage, Russia and America are giants, and everybody else is like regular sized cats. You understand? So Syria doesn't want to get bullied by America. They say, Russia, man, we'll give you some oil. We'll buy tanks from you. Just protect us. Come on.
So what about China?
China also is a big country, but China doesn't have, okay, how can I put it? China is not as ambitious as the Chinese period are not as ambitious as white people. Right? White people want to control the earth. Other people on the earth is like they are with what they got. Right? China's happy ruling China. China's happy making PlayStations and making cell phones and making, what do they make? Computers. China's, boots and clothes. China's happy with the money they get. They happy with the business they have. America is not happy with the money it has. Right. America's not happy controlling all of the Western Hemisphere, which is North America, South America, Central America. America's not happy with controlling with the half of the Middle East it owns. America's not happy with controlling all of Europe. America wants the whole earth. Russia is not happy just having Russia. Russia wants Ukraine and Poland and Germany if they can get it. Russia wants Turkey. Russia wants China. Right. You understand? These other nations will be happy with what they have, but the Chinese and the Russians and the Americans are not happy. They are what you call they are not unsatisfied, but there's a word that the world uses. They're imperialists, meaning they have ambitions to have empires. Right. America is not happy with the United States of America. They want everything else. Russia isn't happy with Russia. They want everything else. And in pursuit of them getting everything else, they're going to clash with each other. Right. They're going to fight with each other. And that's what you're seeing going on the earth now. Everything that's happening up until this point is because America could not just let everybody be by themselves. If you go back 10 years and ask the people of Libya, were they happy? Yanakwan, what are you doing now? What is that sound? What is that? What are you doing? Oh, is that your phone? Salaki. My bad, Salaki. I apologize, Yanakwan. You go back to chilling, doing your thing. Salaki. He good, dang y'all. I just didn't know what that was. Salaki, Yanakwan looked up like, what's up? Salaki. Go ahead.
Well, the one question I had on top.
All right, cause I'm gonna get you real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you go back 10 years and ask the people of Libya, were they happy with Muammar Gaddafi being their ruler? They would tell you yes. Right. People of Libya were living fine. They had jobs. They had money. They were doing good. Ask the people of Egypt. They were doing fine, had jobs, had money. What made them not feel like they were okay was Facebook. Egypt got Facebook, and them Egyptian people was like, oh, nah, these niggas in America is popping bottles and smoking weed, and they women is naked on poles. I'm not popping no bottles and I'm not smoking no weed, and all these bitches got ninja suits on. I need some butt naked hoes. Hey, we want democracy. We want freedom. And that's literally what happened. Literally, America made a war in Egypt with Facebook. They gave them Egyptian niggas Facebook, and you know how today if you got Facebook, it'll suggest friends for you. America suggested every hoe on Facebook to be an Egypt nigga's friend. And Egyptian niggas was like, oh no, what is They got World Star Hip Hop. He was like, no, what is this? Niggas smoking weed and partying and doing all kinds of shit. Them Egyptian niggas was like, we're not living life. And they wanted to go be American. They wanted to have parties and strip clubs and hoes too. So they said the government, listen, man, y'all oppressing us. Y'all not letting us have hoes. Y'all not letting us have weed and orgies. We don't want to be a part of this no more. And them people fought the government. Everybody, like, if you literally go back to the uprising in Egypt, the shit started over Facebook. Right. America gave them niggas Facebook, and them Egyptians went crazy over Facebook, and they wanted freedom like America had freedom. Egyptians wasn't trying to give it to them, so they took it. Same thing in Libya, same thing they tried to do in Syria. You know what I'm saying? The white man he's crafty. The scriptures say he's the most subtle beast of the field. He knows what men want. What do carnal men want? They want hoes, they want drugs, and they want power. Want more money. Money, hoes, and drugs. White man makes that available to these other nations and sells them its freedom. tells them it's democracy. When other nations hear democracy, they don't hear freedom to vote. You know what they hear? Hoes, weed, and money. Right. Nice cars, popping bottles, and riding in the Bentley. That's what they want. And they'll go to war and die for that. You understand? So what's going on in the Middle East, in Syria right now, is the first shots being fired back in World War III. Well, for the past 15 years, America has started World War III, and it started when they went into the Middle East and bombed Afghanistan. You understand? Yanaquan, you had something?
Yes, there's the Serbian nationalists with they had ties to the secretive military group known as the Black Hand.
Mm-hmm.
So what is with your military power, so that's
So just a Serbian military group called the Black Hand. What does that have to do with though? They do something? Did they say something?
No, I'm just trying to figure out what is this Black Hand? So that was the military.
It's just the name of the group. Just like America got Navy SEALs, Serbia named they shit the Black Hand. Right. That's all it is. There ain't nothing more than that. Everybody understand? That answers your question? You got a question off topic? Let's get this.
Y'all just needed to break down for 1 Peter 3 and 21.
All right, let's get 1 Peter 3 and 21. Yeah, this was just to backtrack for a second. Causes of World War I. The immediate origins of the war, however, lay in the decisions taken by statesmen and generals during the July crisis of 1914, caused by the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophie by Gavrilo Princip, an ethnic Serb and Yugoslav nationalist from the group Young Bosnians. So that's what started World War I. They murdered the Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife. He was murdered by an ethnic Serb and Yugoslav. So he was Serbia and Austria-Hungary were the two parties that started World War I. Right. Serbian killed the president of Austria-Hungary, or the Archduke Franz Ferdinand. After him and his wife got killed, Austria-Hungary went to war with Serbia, and other nations stepped in and said, "Nah, man, you can't bully Serbia." And then there was the whole war. That's what started World War I. 1 Peter chapter 2.
Chapter 3, verse 21.
All right, 1 Peter 3 and 21. Let's get it.
We have the book of 1 Peter 3 and 21. The like figure whereunto even baptism doeth also now save us, not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, but the answer of a good conscience towards the Most High, by the resurrection of Yahweh Mashiach.
Come on.
Really, I just need to be on breakdown. When it said not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, what did it mean by that?
Okay. The like figure whereunto even baptism doth also now save us. What is baptism?
When you change.
Change what?
Your ways.
How do you change your ways? What do you have to change first?
First, you have to be taught the truth.
And teaching the truth will change what? Being taught the truth will change what?
You.
You right, but how? What it will change about you? Right. Before people see you put on a mitri, right, and you put on a garment, and you put fringes on your clothes, what changes before you do any of those things?
Your character.
No. That is your character. Your actions is your character.
Right.
What changes before your actions change?
So like, I'm not too sure, sir.
All right, Daniela. No, that's part of your character. That's part of your action. Yanaquan.
Learning the commandments?
Yes, but when you learn the commandments, what changes?
Your life.
Always or not? Always or not? Your mind. Your mind must change first. You understand? So when you're baptized, your mind changes. Your mind is clean now. Your mind isn't filled with thoughts of getting high and chasing hoes and getting money. Right. Your thoughts now are on putting on a mitri, putting on a garment, right, keeping the laws, not eating pork, not eating shrimp, not having sex with hoes. Your mind changes, right? So starting from the top, the like figure, and it's talking about Christ, right? Christ is the like figure. Right. Christ is the example. Like figure is like saying example. Christ is the example whereunto even baptism does also now save us. Not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, what was baptism before Christ came? What did men believe baptism was? Officer Imad.
You'll be dipped in water.
Being dipped in water. That's the putting away the filth of the flesh.
Right.
If you're dirty, how do you put that dirt away from you? Take a shower.
Right.
Baptism used to be taking a shower. Right? Baptism now is not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, but the answer of a good conscience towards God. What is the answer of a good conscience towards God? Young man.
It's like we said, having like the new mind, like having a renewed mind so that name can serve the Most High.
Yes, but why does it say the answer of a good conscience? The answer of a good conscience is based on a question being asked, right? What question do you ask yourself that an answer of a good conscience towards God will give you? Young man.
You ask yourself, are you serving the Most High?
Am I serving the Most High? The answer towards a good conscience is yes. How do you answer that? How do you have that answer?
When you are serving the Most High.
How do you serve the Most High? How do you start to serve the Most High? You got to be baptized.
Right.
You baptized. You're no longer taking a shower.
Right.
You're changing your mind. You're cleaning your mind. Now the answer is a good conscience towards God. The answer in your mind of, am I serving the Lord?
Right.
Am I following Christ? Am I obeying the Lord? Once you've been baptized, that answer will be yes. It'll be a good answer. Or it'll be the answer of a good conscience towards God by the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Come on.
So when they say it's not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, that's talking about when John is baptized with water.
Yes, it's saying baptism. So it says, the like figure whereunto even baptism does also now save us. So it's saying Christ is the example, which leads us to baptism that now saves us.
Right.
So it's saying baptism now saves us, right? The parentheses is like a thought about what was just said. Anytime you read the Bible and you see parentheses, it means that the person writing is thinking about what they just said. This is a thought about what was just said.
Right.
All right. So Peter is saying Christ is the like figure whereunto baptism now saves us, or Christ is the example, which leads us to being baptized, which now saves us. The thought about what he just said is not the putting away of filth of the flesh. What he's saying is when I say baptism, not taking a shower, not putting away the filth of the flesh, but the answer of a good conscience towards God. That's what baptism is.
So right here, what they was breaking down is that you can't be baptized by just washing up.
Yes.
Cleaning yourself.
Yes. He's saying baptism. He's saying Christ is the example.
Right.
Where unto baptism or which leads us to baptism does now save us. Because Christ is the example of how baptism will save you, Peter is letting you know I'm not talking about taking a shower or being dipped in water, but I'm talking about the answer of a good conscience towards God by the resurrection of Jesus Christ. He's saying that the baptism now saves us because when you find out about Christ and how he died for our sins, you'll change, your mind will change, and you'll have a good conscience towards Jesus. You have a good conscience towards the Most High. You understand?
Yeah.
Now I want you to break it down. I want you to read, because you don't understand it, you can't break it down. So I want you to read 1 Peter 3:21, and then tell me what it's saying.
The like figure whereunto even baptism doeth also now save us. So the like figure is Christ.
Like figure is Christ.
When he died, so now we can be able to be saved to change our mind.
No, just stick with what we just read. The like figure whereunto even baptism doth also now save us. Come
now,
on.
because of Christ, now we can be saved.
Because of Christ, you're missing something. Because of Christ, even baptism does also save us. So you just said it. Because of Christ, baptism now saves us. That's that first part. That's what he's saying.
Right.
Because of Christ, baptism now saves us.
Right.
Read on.
Not the putting away of the filth of the flesh. Meaning now you can't just wash yourself and clean yourself and think that you're going to be saved.
It ain't just washing yourself and cleaning yourself. You're right. You can't just wash yourself and clean yourself and think you'll be saved. Read on.
But the answer of a good conscience towards the Most High by the resurrection of Yahweh Shemashia.
So break down that, but the answer of a good conscience towards God. What does that mean?
Meaning now you want to have a good mind towards the Most High.
Yes. And how do you have a good mind towards the Most High?
By being baptized.
Yes, but explain it to me in a way that I'll understand what being baptized is. I'll have a good conscience towards God if I do what?
Change the ways.
Oh, come on.
But not by washing yourself, by literally changing your mind.
Yes, but okay, just say by obeying the Lord.
Right.
You'll have a good conscience towards God, meaning your mind will be clear towards God if you obey him. What is the mind of a person that does not obey the Lord like? Do they have peace? Are they happy? Have you ever known somebody that sold drugs? What are they always thinking about? Money. It's money, but is it okay? Are they peaceful? Is selling drugs a peaceful job? Why? What are you worried about if you're selling drugs, young man?
You gotta watch the back for either the cops or that.
For everybody, you gotta watch everybody if you selling drugs.
Right.
You sell drugs, you gotta watch the crackhead. You gotta watch the nigga that you stashing you stash with. Me and him both stash in the same spot. I gotta watch this nigga. I gotta watch the niggas that's hustling over there, but they hate me. I gotta watch for the police. I gotta watch this hoe I'm about to have sex with, cause she'll go in my pockets and steal all my money. Your mind is constantly worried about everything. Is it any different if you, I don't know, whatever evil you can do? Is it any different if you have sex with prostitutes? Nah, your mind worried. They might burn me, might take all my money. She might be trying to set me up for somebody to kill me. Whatever evil you're doing, you don't have a peaceful life. Your mind is not clear. You're not relaxed. You understand? Come on.
So what made the people think that they could be baptized by just cleaning up and washing themselves?
Because in the Old Testament, the law says if you're unclean, what do you have to do?
You have to, you will be unclean until the sun goes down.
What else you got to do?
Oh, they have to wash.
That's why. Because
Right.
washing means you were clean. People who didn't, people who weren't serious about serving the Lord thought that washing yourself meant you were clean now. I'm dirty, I'm filthy. The Lord look at me like I'm disgusting, I'm a sinner. Take a bath, sun go down, I'm clean. You understand? So during the time of John the Baptist, now John the Baptist was not telling people that they were wiped, that their sins were wiped away by washing. Nobody believed that. Nobody believed that I wash in this river, I don't have no more sins. John never told anybody that. John told the people, come get washed in this water so that you can prepare yourself to change. John was saying, come wash yourself to get ready for Christ. Come wash yourself and get ready to change. Come wash yourself and get ready to serve the Most High. Everybody understand? John was not telling anybody, you're washed, now you're clean. You're washed, now the Lord loves you. John never told anybody that. You understand? The people that believed that would be, nobody even believed that. The people believed John is washing me so that I can be prepared to be taught. That's what John told everybody. There's one coming that's not going to baptize you with water, but he'll baptize you with fire and the Holy Spirit. John was preparing the way for Christ. He was cleaning the people up of the filth of their flesh so that they could be cleaned up spiritually. You understand? But the people that followed John did not listen to him, because when Christ came, what did they do? They were not there when Christ went to die. They were not there standing with Christ when the Pharisees and Sadducees killed him. They abandoned Christ. So guess what? The people that John washed, they did not even listen to John. But because they didn't listen to John, what the hell made you think they was going to listen to Christ?
Right.
Everybody understand? They were just getting dunked. They were getting dunked in water because John was telling them, I'm preparing you for the man that's coming to teach, to bring you back to the Lord, to come in to teach you the truth. But the people that John washed didn't even listen to John, because when that man came, they were not there for him when the Pharisees and Sadducees put him to death. You understand?
Yeah,
Do you understand this scripture? Peter is saying to the people, Christ is the reason why we get baptized, not the washing of your flesh, but the changing of your mind. You understand? Through Christ's resurrection. You can change your mind now. You can become brand new because Christ died for you. That's what Peter was telling the people. Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
Come on, Officer Knox.
When people getting dunked in water was like present-day Christians.
Exactly what Christians do today is what people was doing during the time of John. That's exactly what they're doing now. And John told them, the man that's coming ain't going to dunk you in water.
Right.
He's going to baptize you with fire and the Holy Spirit. John even knew that the man that's coming is going to clean you spiritually. He ain't going to clean you physically. John was telling the people, I'm cleaning you physically. This is John dunking the people. I do this because this is him dunking you. I'm cleaning you physically, but there's a man coming that's going to clean you spiritually. So John was preparing the people to be clean spiritually. John was fulfilling prophecy in doing that. Do y'all know the prophecy about John coming? Where is it at? Can anybody give it to me? Somebody paraphrase the scripture that I'm asking for. Come on, young man.
You say it's one that's coming as you prepare the way for Christ?
Yes, one that in the wilderness that will prepare the way. Give me Isaiah 40:3. This is the prophecy of John the Baptist in the Old Testament in the book of Isaiah. All right. Isaiah 40:3. Somebody read it when you get it. It's the prophecy of John the Baptist in the Old Testament. So when John came and when John was telling the people, come get clean in this water, I'm preparing you for the one that's going to clean you spiritually. The people who followed the Lord or knew the law knew what John was doing. They knew that John was not cleaning them of their sins. They knew that John was cleaning them physically to prepare them for the man who was going to come clean them spiritually.
Right.
Read Isaiah 40:3. Young man, you got it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 3. The voice of him that cried in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord. Make straight in the desert a highway for our God.
The voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord. Make straight in the desert a highway for our power. That was John the Baptist. John the Baptist was standing in the river Jordan. John the Baptist was saying, come to this water. I'm preparing you for the way of our power to come. John was saying, I'm preparing you for the one that's going to come and clean you spiritually. I'm preparing you for the one that's going to come and bring you back to the Most High, which is why John said, there's one that comes after me that'll baptize you with fire and the Holy Spirit.
Right.
I baptize you with water, but there's one coming whose shoes I'm not worthy to unlatch. You understand? John was a righteous man, obeyed the Lord. You understand? But even John knew this cat coming is way greater than me. Because while I'm only able to dunk you in the water, while I'm only able to clean you physically, this man that's coming is going to do something far greater, which is to clean you spiritually.
Right.
And that's when baptism changed, which is what Peter's talking about in 1 Peter, the 3rd chapter. Peter is saying Christ came to be the example of baptism, not being dunked in water, but changing your mind towards the Most High. Changing your mind to now obey him through the resurrection of Christ. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. So everybody go to that scripture. Most High Christ. Everybody understand Isaiah 40:3. Let's finish reading the rest of the verse. We read the rest of the verse. If you read on down, the voice that the Lord is talking about is the voice. It's his voice through the prophet. And John was that prophet that came, like the book of Isaiah said. Everybody understand? Most High Christ. All right. Any other questions? Troop of morale.
I got this young lady I'm talking to, right?
Yeah.
But she real in church, and I was trying to break this down to her that Christ wasn't God, right?
Okay.
But John 1:1, I couldn't really break it down to her. Basically, I really couldn't do it the way I wanted to do it because I didn't understand how to make her understand. So how can I what's the easy way to break down John 1:1?
Tell whoever you break it down to that the word God means power in Hebrew and Greek. So you don't, when you read it, don't say the word God. Say power. And it makes everything very clear. In the beginning, the word was with power.
Right.
Who was the word? Christ was the word. In the beginning, Christ was with the Most High, the power. In the beginning, the word was power. The word was powerful. The word was from the Most High. The Most High say something, it's power. In the beginning was the word. The word was with power. The word was power. In the beginning was the same with the Most High, or with power. So that's all it's saying. John is just saying the same thing twice. In the beginning was the word. So here's in the beginning, what was there before let there be light? There was the word. The word was there. In the beginning was the word. So in the beginning, all you have is the word. The word was with the power. The word was with the Most High. The word was power, meaning the word was powerful. The word had authority. The word was from God. In the beginning was the same with the power. In the beginning was the same with the word. I mean, with the Most High. All it's saying. Anybody that doesn't understand that, after you break it down like that, just don't want to understand.
That's right.
And then, okay, let's say she doesn't want to understand. All right. Okay. She ain't a hoe. If she ain't going to, take you for child support, she going to obey you. Who cares what the hell she think about John 1:1? Salakia. Who the hell cares? If she ain't a hoe, if she ain't going, take you to call a white man on you when you argue, if she going to do what she's supposed to do and give you her check for you to be responsible and take care of all the duties a man's supposed to take care of, let her think whatever the hell she want to think about John 1:1. Do them draws and make me a sandwich. Salakia. I mean, Salakia. You know what I'm saying? And they like, she going what? I mean, you gonna leave me because you got a different thought about John 1:1? Who cares what the hell you think? So what? You feel what I'm saying? Don't make a war in your house over John 1:1. Bitch, you ain't shit. You don't believe John 1:1. Don't do that. You ain't got to do that. You understand? That's it. Officer Daniel.
I go to the general, like, don't be in the prayer trying to break down the scriptures which you read and have class in your goddamn house and start a whole war.
Yeah, you ain't gotta make no war over John 1:1. She don't want to believe John 1:1. Okay, no sweat. Do you believe that you ain't supposed to be a whore? She say yes, I would never be a whore. Okay, close the Bible up. You ain't gotta worry about John 1:1. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if you get a woman that can understand it, then that's cool. But some women they don't understand it. They ain't never gonna understand it. They don't really want to understand it. But if she understands only you in them draws, then that's what she needs to understand. She understands that I handle the business, I'm the man, say yes sir to me, then that's all that matters. You understand? Things like that over time, you know what I mean, you'll be able to break her down. But just for you to know, anytime you breaking down John 1:1, the word God in Hebrew and Greek means power. So you read it and substitute the word God for power. It's easy to break down. Anybody can understand it. Young man.
In the Bible, when it talks about when it has WORD, is that talking about the word of the power, the law, statute, and commandments?
It depends on the context. Depends on the context. And the context of John 1:1 is literally talking about Christ. When you read the book of Genesis and you hear, and God said, the Lord physically didn't say anything. That's the voice of Christ speaking for the Lord. You understand? So when you read "Let there be light," that's Christ saying to the angels, "Let there be light," and the angels take that order of "Let there be light," and they do all the things that need to be done for light to be created. When this universe was created, it was the work of the angels from the command of the Lord. The command of the Lord came to the angels from the mouth of Christ. Everybody familiar with the book of Exodus? When Moses was afraid to go to Pharaoh because he had a speech impediment.
Right.
What did the Lord say to Moses? He said, let Aaron be your mouth, and you'll be Aaron's God. That's exactly what took place in the book of Genesis with the angels and Christ. Christ was the word of the Most High. The Most High didn't need to speak because he ain't got to. He's all power and authority, created everything. He ain't feel like speaking. So he said something to Christ. Christ said to the angels, let there be light. And then the angels say, come on, come. They went to making molecules and whatever come together for the Big Bang to happen. Now, if you into studying that type of stuff, it is amazing to see all the things that went into how this universe was created.
Right.
So like, I'm a little weird. I study metaphysics and astrophysics and all that type of stuff. The white man trying to understand the work of the Most High is a beautiful thing because you'll never figure that shit out. Whatever the angels in Christ did is no man is going to be able to figure it out. You'll blow your brains out trying to understand it. You understand? Right. The white man's trying to understand it though. And the white man is trying to break down the molecules of creation, matter and antimatter and quantum physics and all these complex theories when the white man really is just guessing at this shit. He don't even understand he don't understand this much of what went into creating the universe. You feel what I'm saying? But that was work that the angels did. There's some super smart science angel that made all of this, came up with the game plan for the Lord's order to be carried out, which was let there be light.
Right.
And after let there be light, the Lord said, let the earth be made. They went to work making the earth come together from all the balls of gas and the vast expanse of the universe. They made planets come together, made stars come together, put in motion the rotation of the sun around the galaxy and the earth around the sun and the moon around the earth. It's amazing. Man will never be able to figure it out. White man try, but he ain't never going to be able to figure it out. Come on.
So, you said you say it's like a rank system with the angels too.
Yes, the Bible tells you there's a rank system.
Right. So Christ gave the word to like the highest ranking angel.
No, just think Christ just gave the order and it was carried out. Don't think Christ told one angel and one angel told another. Don't think of it like that. Think of there's a man there's the Lord, the Most High. He tells Christ. He only tells Christ. Christ tells everybody else, do this.
Right.
Go ahead.
I don't think like you said, the super smart scientists do this, probably do it. Like, yeah, just do it like this.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? It's a group of them cats. Some cats just dealing straight death. How can we kill people? They come up with new ways to kill people and diseases and new plagues to bring down. Like if you listen, Salaki, if you study it, if you're into that science, study the AIDS virus. The AIDS virus is a miracle from the Lord. Like what the AIDS virus does and how it attacks people and how it latches on to you and disguises itself in your body, it is a work of art. It's genius. Right. You understand? Like it is literally intelligent design. No one can deny that this thing was created by an intelligent being. To say man did it is like you giving the white man too much credit. The Lord created AIDS. The Lord created AIDS. Now, did it start in the laboratory or something? Who knows? But I know the Lord did it. For it to be for the AIDS virus to do what it does, it is the Lord doing it. Everybody understand? That goes to everything that's in the world in this earth, in this what you know what I'm saying, this physical thing that we trying to live and understand. There's a scripture that explains how infinite the wisdom of God is and how man can't even understand the simple things. Let me get the precept for y'all. Here we go. Hold on. Give me oh man. It's in the Apocrypha. Give me the Apocrypha. I'm gonna read what an angel told to Ezra, as Ezra was trying to understand what was going on the earth. Come on.
Like you said, like with the atom bomb, that was from the Most High too. That's probably why I made the whole earth stop. Like, goddamn, how can
there's a scripture that explains that too. Scripture that explains the atom bomb, not just the atom bomb, but the white man's propensity to kill, period, on the earth. I'll get that next. Let me get 2nd Ezra chapter 4, verse 4. Okay. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna read it just for time's sake. All right, everybody got the Apocrypha? 2nd Ezra chapter 4 verse 1.
Got it, sir.
All right.
So 2nd Ezra 4:1.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it. 2nd Ezra chapter 4 verse 1. All right. This is Ezra's is fasting, and in the middle of Ezra's fast, every 7 days, an angel comes to converse with Ezra.
Right.
Ezra gets to ask some questions. The angel answers questions, asks him some questions. So here's 2nd Ezra, the 4th chapter. And the angel that was sent unto me, whose name was Uriel, gave me an answer. So the angel's name is Ariala. Right. How you say that in Hebrew? Ariala said, this is what he said to him. He said, and said, thy heart have gone too far in this world, and thinkest thou to comprehend the way of the Most High. So Ezra is questioning what the Lord is doing. Right. And the angel's saying, man, you done gone too far, man. You done gained you got too high in this world. You think you can question the Most High. Then said I, yeah, my Lord. And he answered me and said, I am sent to show thee 3 ways, and to set forth 3 similitudes before thee. So the angel said, I came here. And again, he said I was sent, meaning what? An order was given. Wow. An order was given to Ariala to come down to Ezra and to set before him 3 ways, and to set forth 3 similitudes. A similitude is like an example. So the angel was set to show him 3 ways and set 3 examples. Whereof, if thou canst declare me one, I will show thee also the way that thou desirest to see. So the angel say, if you can show me one of these things, you can answer one of these things, then I'll show you whatever you want to see. And I shall show thee from whence the wicked heart cometh. And I'm going to show you where wickedness comes from. Right. Why the Lord made wickedness. A lot of times people say, well, if God loves everybody, he loves, well, why would he make evil people? That's the question. That's the question that Ezra's asked. The Lord loved Israel. If he loved us so much, why would he allow brothers to be wicked and to disobey his law and to go off so that we would be destroyed? Right. The angel telling him, man, you asking something that's heavy. Right. Now, if you can answer me something heavy, then I'll show you where it comes from. Verse 6. Verse 5. And I said, tell on, my Lord. So Ezra's is like, well, shit, I want to know where the wickedness comes from. Right. So come on, what you going to ask me? Then he said unto me, go thy way. This is what the angel said to Ezra. You can answer these 3 things. I reveal all mysteries of God to you, right? Right. Now, these things that the angel about to ask Ezra is things that man sees and deals with every day, right? Something that man should be able to, if you want to understand God, then you should be able to understand this. Right. It's basically what the Lord said to Ezra. This is what the angel said. Go thy way. Weigh me the weight of fire. Weigh me the weight of fire. You strike on fire, you see fire burning. How much it weigh? Right. The angel asked him, how much do fire weigh? He said, or measure me the blast of the wind. You feel that breeze blow by? Measure that for me. Measure the wind, nigga. God. Measure the wind, the blast of a wind, not a whole wind blow, just to measure that. Or call me again the day that is past. Meaning what? Tell me everything that happened yesterday. Everything, not just in your life, everything, period. On the planet. Tell me what happened yesterday. Tell me the whole day yesterday. You want to know where wickedness comes from? You should be able to weigh fire, nigga. Now, this is what you gotta get from this. Somewhere, somebody can weigh fire. There's an angel that knows how much fire weighs. Now, what complex mathematical shit must you be able to understand to know how to weigh fire? I barely know the difference between pounds and kilograms. There's niggas that know how much fire weighs. Measure the blast of a wind. Not what the white man talk about with the miles per hour. You understand? Measure the centimeter per second of wind. There's an angel somewhere that can do that. Tell me everything that happened on the earth yesterday. Now, there's a village in India somewhere where somebody died yesterday. Can you tell an angel who that nigga was and what his life was about and why he ended up dying yesterday? Right. But guess what? There's an angel somewhere that can tell you everything that happened all over the planet yesterday. You understand? Now that's what the angel asked Ezra. Now let's see Ezra's response. Verse 6. Then answered I and said, what man is able to do that thou shouldest ask such things of me? That's just like, fucking cool answer that. That's funny. What you want me to say? You understand? Verse 7, and he said unto me, if I should ask thee now the angel is making him feel stupid. After the angel asked him this simple thing, the angel about to make him feel stupid. That's just like, what man can answer that? Come on, man, be for real. Verse 7, and he said unto me, if I should ask thee how great dwellings are in the midst of the sea, meaning how deep is the ocean? Right. How many fountains are there at the bottom of the ocean that's releasing water from the earth? You understand? Y'all do understand that that the ocean comes from water coming up out of the cracks in the bottom of the ocean, right? Right. The angel said, if I asked you how many cracks are there that causes all the water in the ocean, then you would look at me like I was crazy, because what man can go to the bottom of the ocean and find out how many cracks there are, right? Right. Or how many springs are in the beginning of the deep? Or if I ask you how many springs are in the beginning of the deep, meaning how many, you know what I'm saying, how many ways is water being pushed into the ocean, into the deep? Or how many springs are above the firmament, or which are the outgoings of paradise? Meaning, if I was to ask you how many clouds is in the heavens, where all the water comes from out the sky, if I was to ask you about how many of those there were, then what? He say, peradventure, thou wouldst say unto me, I never went down into the deep, nor as yet into hell, meaning under the ground, neither did I ever climb up into heaven. Now, if he would have asked Ezra about these things, Ezra would have had an excuse. Man, listen, man, I ain't never been down to the bottom of the ocean. I ain't never gone deep into the earth. I ain't never flown up into the sky. Nevertheless, now have I asked thee but only of the fire and wind, and of the day wherethrough thou hast passed, and of the things from which thou canst not be separated. Meaning, I asked you about things that you would every day. Right. Every day, man needs fire. Every day, the wind blows. Every day you live on the earth. You can't tell me about yesterday. Every day you're on the earth. He said, and yet canst thou give me no answer of them. Verse 10, he said, moreover unto me thine own things, and such as are grown up with thee, canst thou not know. You know, things that you with every day on this earth, you can't even know these things. How the hell you expect to know where wickedness comes from? Right. Or why the Lord made wickedness? You can't even understand these simple things. Don't ask complex questions. Right. You understand? Don't try to understand the mysteries of the kingdom if you can't not eat pork, not smoke weed. Get those things down first. And that should be a lesson for all of us. There's certain things that's too high for us to understand right now. You understand? And different brothers at different stages of your growth, there's things that you ain't ready to understand. There's things that I ain't ready to understand yet. You understand? There's things that every brother ain't ready to understand. For a cat that can barely understand not smoking weed, don't ask me about, I don't know. Don't ask me about a lot of shit. Learn how to not smoke weed first. That's a lesson for all of us. Ezra wanted to know that Ezra was a perfect brother. He was righteous and honorable. This is a man the Lord sent an angel to have a conversation with. This is a man that's fasted for, I believe in the book of Ezra. You read the start of the book of 2nd Ezra. Ezra's fasted for 7 days, 4 weeks in a row. I think he fasted for like 28 days, which is why the angel came and dealt with him and talked to him, because he was fully not feeding his flesh and only feeding his spirit. The Lord dealt with him. This man the Lord dealt with wouldn't even answer that question. Right. So anytime a nigga asks you, well, the Lord love everybody, why he put wickedness down here? I ain't that nigga to measure a blast of wind. Right. Ask him how much the fire weigh. Listen, I'll answer your question, how much the fire weigh? And until a nigga can measure the weight of fire, I don't want to hear nothing about how smart you are, how intelligent you are. Don't tell me about the white man's science and how great he is. So that nigga measuring fire, weighing fire and measuring the blast of wind. Everybody understand? Come on, young man.
I have a question to Tommy on Ezekiel chapter 10. When it talks about that the prophet Ezekiel had a vision, and he said that he seen a will inside of a will.
Yeah.
Now, those beings that were inside of the world, that was inside of the world, because I know they're talking about beings that have 4 faces, one face as the eagle, as a lion, and as some type of bird. And have 4 wings. And a feet as the
calf's foot. Yeah. What's your question about it?
I want to know type of beings who were driving those vehicles.
They were angels. There's different types of angels.
What I'm trying to get is what was the description of those angels that were driving those vehicles?
Okay. They had the likeness of a man, meaning they shaped like a man. 2 arms, 2 feet, body of a man. But the nigga had 4 heads and 4 faces. You see him? You got a man's face, a bull's face, a lion's face, and in the back is an eagle's face. You understand?
That's what I wanted to get. That's the ambition I had.
So,
but I wanted to
think a monster. Just think the craziest monster you ever seen in your life. To make you shit your pants if you saw him. Just think that. Just think I want to die right now. Because this nigga is standing in front of me. The lion's growling. The bull is breathing out his nose. I hear the bird right in the back of this nigga's head, and he's looking at me. And you know what I'm saying? He got wings out to here. His arms is under his wings. It's 4 wings. Wing down here, wings up here. He's standing there. The wings is flapping in front of him. And the nigga feet shaped like calf's feet. I want to die. I don't want to. This is the cat that's about to eat me in my dream. This is the nightmare. That's what Ezekiel saw. Ezekiel saw something that would make you shit your pants, which is why Ezekiel said it was dreadfully terrible. Like the language Ezekiel used is a black man saying, "I almost shit myself out." That's crazy. So that's he's literally explaining to you what he sees, and he's telling it to you in the way that he can describe it. Nowadays, we've seen airplanes that fly. We've seen airplanes. We've seen movies about UFOs. So today we might be able to say, oh, it was like a UFO. It looked like UFO in the movies. But back in Ezekiel time, you never saw no UFO. So he's describing a wheel inside of a wheel. So it's like a wheel, but then it's another wheel inside of it that's spinning. Right. Then he talks about he talks about them being in the vehicle. He talks about them coming out. He talks about them going in. He talks about it flying up. He talks about there being a glass dome over top of that creature's head. That's that glass that's over top of the wheel inside the wheel. So he's describing a UFO, what the white man calls a UFO. Right. You know what I'm saying? So he's describing it and explaining it, and it's terrible. It's horrifying. Come on.
I was reading it. You know that the being, that the extraterrestrial being or something like that?
You could call them that. Extraterrestrial just means not of this earth. That's all that means. So yeah, you could say extraterrestrial.
When I had most of the head, and as I was reading, I was envisioning the being actually driving the vehicle, actually coming out of the vehicle, actually like, you know, the abduction, or basically like, you know, somebody going in the midst of the, basically in the bottom of the midst of the vehicle.
So you had like a vision of somebody being abducted. Okay. Now, I mean, you can get some counsel on it. The Lord might be showing you something, but Ezekiel wasn't abducted. You know that, right? Ezekiel didn't witness an abduction. All Ezekiel saw was he saw them. They came before him. He saw the spaceship. He saw it land. He saw the cats get out. They came. They was before him. It was 4 of them. He saw the 4 of them. He saw their wings. He was able to describe them. So he got a good look at them. Then they got in the chariot. They flew around. He saw how it flew. And then he made a record of what he saw in the vision. Right. That's all it is. Go ahead.
And it was saying that like when these beings fly inside the vehicle, the vehicle it just goes straight. It doesn't turn or anything. It just goes straight.
Yeah. So just like imagine an airplane. See an airplane today, right? If the airplane has to turn, then you see the whole ship turn. These ships that these angels was flying wasn't like that. They go boom, 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 boom. They ain't like airplanes. That thing stayed just like this. The cat in it, his face is facing you. He moving over here. He move up, he move back, he move forward, he move across, he do everything. That's how he was describing it. He was saying like it don't move on its 4 faces. I mean, it doesn't stay flat and travel like this. It doesn't have to do that. It go boom, 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 boom. It ain't like airplanes we see today. That's how you know the technology, whatever the Lord and the angels dealing with, is far greater than anything man created. White man think he gonna send a stealth bomb up there. Stealth bomber can't even turn. You know what I'm saying? Stealth bomber flying and see this thing coming, and the stealth bomber like, oh, we're gonna do this. Jump just go bloop, 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 fly around it, and the stealth bomber can't. You gonna get blown the fuck up. Everybody has seen Independence Day. The white man is a liar, man. The angels come to fight the white man. Ain't gonna be no Will Smith flying down alien spacecraft. They're gonna get blown to pieces. Let everybody understand. All right. Any last questions? We over the time. Any last questions? With that, pass over to priest and officer Danielle.